Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm the RPG Recusant and you've tuned in to another episode of Final Fantasy 13. So we're kicking off with another battle. We're trying to escape this junkyard with Sazh, Lightning and Vanille in the party. And once again, we are just going to go all out assault. They're able to apply D-Protect and things like that, so realistically, since none of us have dispelling capabilities, the best option is just to go attack, try and stagger the enemy as much as you can. And so long as Lightning's in the commando role, she's going to be the one running up, getting into melee. And the reality is that 9 times out of 10, the enemies are actually going to go for the person that is closest to them. They're rarely going to go, you know, running past the commando or the sentinel to, you know, attack your medic or things like that, you know? Unless they're ranged attackers themselves, that's the only caveat. But these bird dancers are melee and, you know, magical debuffing, so you don't quite need to worry. And as I say, just a quick little few volleys of spells and just keeping on the offensive will see this battle end quite quickly. And again, the commando helping to steady the stagger bar, and then the Ravengers just picking up the damage quicker and quicker, you know?
Wisdom does come with age.
And I love all the different characters having their little, like, quips or sayings at the end of battle. I think that's really cool. And as I say, for those like playing along, you really are best off just getting into as many combat encounters as you can, purely because it gets you used to learning what your different paradigms do, getting used to you know, the combat system itself, but also you just need to be leveling as much as you can. Like, the game really does kind of intend you to at least be pretty far along in your Crystarium by the time you reach the kind of chapter's boss. And slight spoiler, but we are about to reach the boss fairly shortly. And that's because the game's balanced in such a way that, you know, your Crystarium only expands once the story has reached a certain point. And therefore, you know, the game is going to kind of say, well look, even at that maximum level, the max of your stats are going to be this, so it needs to be challenging even if you have maxed out the Crystarium. So if you're much weaker than that, it's going to just be even harder, especially when you don't necessarily have the defensive bonuses of a sentinel on your team. But here we have an Ember, and like most JRPGs and like Pokemon games, we're after getting an Ember Ring, which reduces fire damage. And if I was clever, I would have probably taken the clue that, if they're after giving us an Ember Ring, maybe a future boss encounter is going to be using fire elements, which this boss is. So a gigantic mech, basically.
Pulse armament.
Now, a few little things to talk about with this boss encounter.
And that's bad for us, isn't it?
You have eyes, don't you?
Oh, I love Lightning Sazh. But you are going to want to debuff this enemy. Well, first you're going to want to use Libra, like, immediately.
Follow the old guy's lead.
And so here is where Bully is going to become very useful. You're going to have your Commando kind of and Saboteur slowing down the stagger bar and just giving time for your synergists to buff everybody. Vigilance meaning they won't get interrupted. And now we have both D-Protect and D-Shell, and we're going to just throw a lever up to make sure that we're getting, you know, the best type of attacks that we can. And this is why I was saying you're going to want to debuff, because once he has statuses, he is going to go into this long ability that is essentially a dispel on one of the debuffs that's there. But if you weren't debuffing, then he wouldn't ever trigger that long, you know, wind up ability, and he would just be attacking. So even though you might be saying, oh, well, why put on debuffs, he's just going to dispel them, it's just purely the fact that, well, if he's taking the time to dispel them, he's not attacking your party. And little continuity error, but like, where is Hope in all of this? I'll assume he also just fell down too, but Hope did run to the side, you know? So like, in theory, is he just up there left by himself, you know? But we'll assume he fell down too, you know? And it's been interesting. I feel like this game is kind of giving you, like, here's kind of a simplified version of the boss, and then we're going to pull out a second phase, and here's where it's going to be really challenging and really difficult. And likewise, we have done up our Libra, and we're going to start our dispelling, but as you can see, an Ember Ring would have really come in handy, because, you know, we're taking a lot of fire damage. But looking back now, it's like I could definitely see Synergist Ravager Commando being a much better healing situation. And for situations like this, we are so lucky that like it's going through that steam clean phase, because that's actually giving Vanille time to heal up. And so this is where, you know, the weakness, I suppose, of only having one person on medic, like the fact that we had before Hope and Vanille were able to be medic, like your ability to recover from like devastating AoE attacks like the cannonball, like the flamethrower, that's really where your double medic to just quickly heal up as quickly as possible and then being able to change back. Whereas now, like, only having one medic, Vanille is doing really well, but, you know, it's going to just be difficult for her, or at least more difficult for her, to keep up the healing when there is so much, you know, damage happening across all the different characters. But realistically, we're doing great. The debuffs are all on. Lightning and Vanille have, like, their faith abilities and their bravery on, and we got 5 stars. We got a new store. What word was I trying to say there? We got a new shop, a new store, Lenore's Garage, and we also got new roles, the medic for Lightning and commando for Sazh.
Pulse is crawling with things like
and
that.
Then we have
Not
the
even the Corps
Crystarium
has access to
expanded.
intel on Pulse. Soldiers in the field fight blind.
Yeah, I noticed that. But don't you need to know exactly what you're up against?
Target's a target.
You like to keep it simple, don't you?
I stick to my
There's
goal.
hope.
As long as you have a goal, you can fight?
You can stay alive.
But because we've now gotten the Omni kit, I kind of didn't want to talk over that, because it's just again showing you that like Pulse really is like the boogeyman of the whole like world and everything. But basically, Omni kit results in weapon and armor customization. The types of materials that are dropped by enemies are either organic or synthetic materials. Organic give an EXP bonus multiplier, and then, but they aren't worth very much XP, whereas the synthetic materials or artificial materials give huge bonuses to EXP but reduce your multiplier. And basically you can level it up until it reaches a star, but then if you find these special items you can then upgrade it to another tier of accessory or weapon, and it might initially seem weaker than its star variant, but like it can obviously reach even higher levels than before. And if you don't want something or you have too many of the same item, you can dismantle it to get special items as well. So we're going to have a look at that now in action, but that was basically that. But yeah, Sazh is finally a commando. Lightning has the medic role. So now everybody actually has 3 roles. Snow had Commando, Ravager, Sentinel. Vanille now has Ravager, Medic, and Saboteur. Hope had Ravager, Synergist, and Medic. And now Lightning has Medic, Ravager, and Commando. And Sazh has Commando, Synergist, and Ravager. So all the party have their 3 core roles in place. And now you can see we have the upgrade situation. And, you know, there's a huge debate via, you know, weapons or accessories, which do we level up first? And I'll be honest, I'm going to try and upgrade all of the stuff fairly equally. Like, I don't mind doing a bit of grinding and just getting a lot of people really powerful. That is never an issue on my part. But as you can see here, you have the items that have like a little kind of claw marks. Those are considered organic components, and now we've gotten our EXP that went in, and now it's building up more of a bonus, so a 1.5 bonus. We've now leveled it up. Oh no, we haven't. We've leveled up the EXP bonus again. And now we've leveled it up to level 2. And now it's getting 2 times the amount of experience. But then if we go to a spark plug, that'll give it a huge boost for only 2 things, but it'll drop, or it won't, but like typically if you're using more expensive or artificial components, it would cause it to drop. And basically the breakdown of the weapons are as follows. You either have like a physically orientated weapon, a magically orientated weapon, and kind of a special ability weapon. And the special ability weapons typically are weaker than the variants, the other like non-ability ones. But the non-ability ones have higher stat gains, either in really high magic, really high attack, and sorry, I also meant to say there's also a balanced one. So for example, the Gladius for Lightning is a pure strength weapon. It's like much higher strength compared to the magic bonus. So like that 43 strength, 22 magic. Whereas her Blaze Fire Saber would be equal magic to strength across the board, like Snow's Wild Bear, 15-15. And as we leveled it up, if we did level it up a lot more, we would see that it would grow the same every time. And that's basically what we're going to have to do across all 6 of our characters. We're going to have to just try and level their weapons, pick what weapon they want. And for me, I personally prefer the weapons that have some sort of extra ability on them. But we're going to just pause now for this cutscene. So I'll be back to you in 2 seconds.
Not much of a future for us, huh?
Hard to picture a happy ending.
We don't even know where to go.
I do.
Huh?
There.
Eden? The Sanctum Seat of Power. Oh, that's a great idea. Just charge right in there. Give him a taste of Lassie terror. You're serious?
Keep running. It's die or turn Seath. There's no place for Lassie to hide. No. They want to fight. Let's take it to the Sanctum's door.
This isn't a game.
No. That's for damn sure. Started with Sarah. The Fal'Cie took her. Now I'm a Lassie too. And the Sanctum's hunting me, an enemy of the state. But who's pulling their strings? A Fal'Cie. Eden. Cocoon's sustainer and guiding light. It probably ordered the purge too. Pulse and Sanctum Fal'Cie, they're all the same. And we're all the same to them. Expendable. I'm not dying a Fal'Cie slave.
So, what are you gonna do?
Destroy it.
By yourself? Are you crazy? Say you pull it off. What's that get you? Satisfaction? Something happens to Eden, it's lights out Cocoon. You want that? You're a post-Lassie now, so you just want to snuff out Cocoon.
No! What about Sarah? She said to save Cocoon. It might even be our focus to make sure Cocoon's...
Our focus doesn't matter. I don't take orders from Fal'Cie. How I live is up to me.
Don't you mean how you die?
Think like that, and it's already over. Better to pick your path and keep moving. Don't worry. I'm after the Sanctum. I'm not out to destroy the world. If it did come to that, wonder if our hero'd try to stop me.
You want to fight Snow now? Just like that, your enemies?
Next time we meet, we might be too.
When the fear sank in, it tore us all apart. Lightning was suffering, reaching out to us, but none of us could see it.
Snow deserves it.
If only I'd been stronger, none of this ever would have happened. I don't know what I should do.
That makes two of us. Whoa!
Hey, you're taking care of me.
Well, it won't be if you keep pushing me like that.
Wait for me!
So we now have two parties of two.
I'm going with you.
Lightning and Hope
babysit you
and
anymore.
Sazh and Vanille.
I can
But
fight.
I really
I'm
want
not
to talk
afraid.
about Vanille's monologue.
Great. A SciComm hit squad.
But Vanille's dialogue, inner monologue, she's way more observant than she lets on. And she's obviously feeling a lot of guilt over something. And she feels like none of this would have happened if she was braver, stronger, whatever the case may be. So, we're gonna have to find that out in time. But it is pretty fascinating.
Just stay out of my way.
And now we're just gonna make our way on our own. And here we are going to just do double medic. Heal everybody up really quickly. Now that we've all our buffs up, we're gonna just slash and burn. But yeah, like Lightning is basically saying, look, I'm not out to destroy the world. I just want to go after the government that's trying to hunt me down and kill me for something that literally isn't my fault. You know, she wants to try and stop the Fal'Cie, couldn't, and became a Lassie.
Not bad.
And a mediocre 3 stars, but look at,
Thanks.
I really feel like Vanille, she's just such an interesting character, and there's so much more we need to learn about her, you know? But now we're split up for good. Even if the others wants to follow us, they can't. And so the two dynamic duos
Army's out to play.
are
What
going to go
now?
their own way.
What now? I mean, we could stay here, but shouldn't we?
Run?
But remember what I said, guys.
We should run. If we rush in now, we'll just get in her way.
If Vanille has an option to run away,
You
she's
know-
going to take it.
You're right. I guess. I mean, it's not like Lightning needs any help.
Avoid problems. That is Vanille's MO.
There'll be more soldiers. We should keep moving. Lightning? Are you worried about the others? I'm sure they got away okay.
So can you if you leave now. With me, it'll be fight after fight. I don't know how it'll end. It's anybody's guess.
I know that. But I need to be stronger. Lightning.
Call me Light.
Call
What's
me
the plan
Light.
from here?
Amazing.
Through the Gapra Whitewood to Palampolum. We'll find transport to Eden.
We're gonna
I live in
leave the
Palampolum. I
episode
can
here
show you
now,
all the
guys.
shortcuts.
And I'll
No
talk to
side
you next
trips.
time. Thanks for watching.
No need. I don't think Lassie are welcome at home.